welcome back. Today I wanted to show you all how we make our homemade soil. We like to call it sensory soil. So first we are taking the cubes of compressed coco coir and rehydrating them with just some water in a 5-gallon bucket. Here I actually only did one and I was supposed to do two, so the recipe is missing that second brick. Alternately, you can also just use peat moss and just fill up that 5-gallon bucket. Basically, it's a 1:1:1 ratio. Perlite, compost, vermiculite, and either coco coir or peat moss. So the coco coir or peat moss is what's going to help retain that moisture. The perlite is going to help with drainage, and then the vermiculite also kind of helps retain some of the moisture. So you want a good draining soil, but you also want it to retain some moisture. So you don't want it to get all soggy and make the roots rot, but you also don't want it to drain out so fast that the roots can't take up the water. The compost is going to add a lot of organic material. I do fertilize with a slow release organic fertilizer, usually Biotone from Espoma. Alex is just having a blast making the soil. We like to call it sensory soil because it is very sensory. I mean, you've got the perlite that's very granular. You've got the soft, warm compost, the wet, spongy coco coir. So we both get a joy out of mixing it up. The one thing I would say here is I would probably, if you're going to make this big of a batch, I would probably do it on a tarp rather than in the cart. There was a lot to mix. But it is a lot of fun. So this recipe is inspired by James Pregoni from the gardening channel. His food forest is amazing, and we've learned so much this year. I feel like our veggies and even our flower pots are doing so much better than the soil that we've used in the past, especially since we have control over exactly what goes into it. So we know what's in the soil, we know how much nutrients to add, we know what's in it. So we've already had great success with our tomatoes. This recipe is a lot of mixing, so it's definitely a little bit more work than just buying the bagged stuff, but I really enjoy it. I think Alex really likes playing with the dirt. He's definitely, he likes playing with Play-Doh and kinetic sand and things like that, so this is right up his alley. He just was having so much fun. So I'm really happy that I can get him out helping in, my hobby. And I feel like nature itself is healing, so if you're having a bad day, go outside, you feel sad, put your hands in the dirt. I feel like it's very grounding. And it's a good way for us to kind of bond over a project. I'm so happy he loves doing this stuff with me. So just keep mixing until you get it fully mixed. I still need to add the rest of the compost, but we were just having some fun. Lots of fun, as you can see. But that's what makes gardening fun. Alex was ready for a swim break at this point, so Mom continued to mix up the soil. So as you can see, I'm adding in the rehydrated coco coir, which I didn't add enough, but that's okay. It'll be fine. It's just a lot of mixing, and I did add the rest of the compost, so I think this will be okay. If you want a good arm workout, definitely make your own soil because you are just mixing. I'll also add in a cost comparison if you were to purchase bagged potting soil versus making your own, just to see if it's cost efficient for you. And if you did want to go the bagged soil route, I really like the Happy Frog by Fox Farm. Also, the Miracle Grow Organic Performance is a really good one. Making our own soil has been so much fun, and we've seen so many positive things in our tomatoes and our flowers from making it ourselves. I'm really, really happy with it. I hope you get a chance to try this out. That's some good mixing. And the result of doing my own soil is it's this very fluffy, good drainage, but also holds on to moisture, but is also fluffy enough. I feel like the plant roots love it, especially our veggies. But today we are planting up a very special rose, or a very special couple who are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary.
My parents. Happy anniversary. Wait, happy anniversary, guys. Mom and Dad.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. We hope you really like this. Hopefully you don't watch this before, but we wanted to make sure we had it. We tried to get one that wasn't in bloom. They're celebrating 2 weeks from now. So we thought it would be a nice gift and something that they can hopefully cherish for many more years. So the golden celebration is obviously David Austin, and it smells like tea and strawberries. And there actually was a bloom earlier, and it really does smell so good, and it looks actually just like the tag. So it's definitely a beautiful rose. I kind of want one for myself now, so I guess we got to celebrate our 25th.
Well, 50th.
Or 50th. We got a lot more years for that. Yep. So let's go ahead and get planting this beautiful rose. Finished product. I think it looks great. They can always transplant it into their landscape if they want to. But for now, I think it looks great. Well, we hope you guys had fun today. Alex is swimming, so he's having fun doing that. But thank you for letting us share a little piece of our garden today.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.